You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts.
All right, Black and White Sports supporters. Well, we don't often talk a lot of college football on here, but let's be honest. Bill Belichick and, well, there's a massive crossover with the NFL and Belichick. We will talk some college football on this channel. North Carolina football. A lot of people are wondering what's going on there. There was a rumor that came out the other day, did a video where Bill Belichick and supposedly had been informed that Jordon Hudson was not to come to the football facilities. North Carolina immediately went into a panic. Then we found out that he hired a PR firm of some kind or a PR person. And by the way, now he's going on some kind of a media tour. And I'm not talking about a book tour. All right, maybe that's part of it. But he was on SportsCenter today and made some comments. By the way, when North Carolina went into that panic, they were like, oh, no, she can come to the facility, blah, blah, blah. Well, we got this. Bill Belichick making a statement saying Jordon Hudson doesn't have anything to do with North Carolina football. Now, the problem Bill's going to have with this is the fact that she's on North Carolina emails. All right, so we saw that leaked out. So I don't know how that's going to go. Let's take a look at this. This is Bill on with SportsCenter, ESPN.
Way to make the most of it.
All right, so I know that you're aware that your relationship with Jordon Hudson has been a headline over the last few months. And all of the specifics aside, because a lot has come out in the last couple of days, how do you think that impacts your ability to coach this football team, if at all?
Yeah, I mean, that's, really off to the side. It's a personal relationship, and she doesn't have anything to do with UNC football. I'm excited to be back in the coaches' meetings and getting ready for, June, and then August when we get to training camp. So June will be a big recruiting month for us, and then August we'll start getting ready for the season.
And I know that you're not
Okay, so, well, let's hear
on
the
social
rest.
media and you don't read as much.
Okay, I don't want to hear that. So anyway, that's him coming out and claiming she's got nothing to do with North Carolina football. Now, how does this reflect with the supposed Hard Knocks like documentary series that's going around about that's happening involving the football program and her involvement in that, because supposedly she's an executive producer of that. That's why she was running out on the field, hooking up a mic on Bill and this, that, and the other. And everybody, that was the first sign, by the way. That was before the CBS interview. That was the first sign, and people were like, wait, what the hell's going on here exactly? What's happening with Bill Belichick? And then, of course, came the disastrous CBS interview in which he had the tattered Navy shirt, and then her staring at the camera like she looked like a demon when she said, we're not going to answer that, when he asked about how they met, which is weird because they had told everybody how they met in the past. So that wasn't the only thing. One of the things that, of course, Bill Belichick was known for when he was in the NFL, and specifically the Patriots, was absolutely no distractions. All right, that was a big thing. He preached it all the time. Professionalism, focus on football, yada, yada, yada. And, of course, we're witnessing what looks like the exact opposite of that from Bill Belichick. I said the other day, is this the reason he doesn't have an NFL job? Is it actually less to do with his coaching and more to do with her involvement? All right, because, and the first thing I thought of was, did she blow the job for Bill Belichick? Did she blow the job, yikes, for Bill Belichick with the Atlanta Falcons? I mean, honestly, did the Falcons and the people around that Falcons organization realized how involved she was in all this, and they pivoted and hired Raheem? You've got to wonder. So, let's get to Rob Gronkowski. right? Now, Rob Gronkowski's going to moonwalk into the Hall of Fame as arguably, and I guess it is arguably, but I personally feel like he's the greatest tight end to ever play, although Tony Gonzalez, I get, has a stake in there somewhere. Shannon Sharp, too, I guess. But I just think Rob Gronkowski was more dominant than anybody at tight end. He was the total package. So, on 90, this was 98.5, the Sports Hub out of Boston. He was on there for an interview and got asked about this. Quote, in the back of your head, too, you're just thinking to yourself as well, when you were on the Patriots, the whole goal was to eliminate all distractions that can possibly happen while you're on the team, said Gronkowski, who won 3 Super Bowls with Belichick in New England. And don't bring those distractions to the team and in the locker room. And we're just looking down at the program in North Carolina, and it feels like there's just distractions 24/7 down there. So, I mean, that's Gronkowski skewering the situation, seething at the situation. I'm sure his players, his former players, are like, who is this guy right now? I mean, what's going on? How is he allowing this to happen? And obviously, Bill's trying to put out a fire. Now, you've got to wonder. We got to remember, his buyout plummets after, I believe it's June 1. His buyout would plummet. It never entered my mind that really and truly North Carolina would move on from Bill Belichick, because I think provided these distractions don't distract him from football, that he's about to rack up. I think he's only going to be there 2 years. That's my gut feeling. But I could see him racking up 17 wins in 2 seasons, 9 wins, 8, an 8-win season, 9-win season. I could see a 9-win season, maybe a 10-win season. Maybe he's flirting with the back end of the college football playoff, which would be very exciting for that program and obviously a step up. And then I'm sure he's going to try to go back to the NFL. I got to be honest with you. I think the NFL thing is I thought there was still a sort of a chance after this season was over. I don't think so now. I think this has ruined his chance to go back to the National Football League. Unless, and this is going to get interesting, unless he breaks up with her. And it's going to be interesting to see if there's, could all of a sudden he end up interviewing for a job and then they split. All right? In other words, maybe an NFL team, because, I mean, let's be honest, we got some clown shows that coach right now in the NFL where you would go, yeah, Belichick's an obvious upgrade over this D-bag that insert team here's got. But the distraction and everything that comes with that, I mean, Bill's already a difficult personality to have in your organization. I don't think an NFL team would want her even involved on a personal level. All right? So I guess we'll have to see how this plays out. This is wild. Supposedly she was offered this Dancing with the Stars role, and she turned it down, but she's exploring other TV opportunities. Great. So you're going to show up on what? Big Brother? With Celebrity Survivor? I mean, that's where all the, D-list celebrities, I guess, is what she would end up going. Something on VH1, The Surreal Life. Tell me what you think. Peace. I'm out. Till next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.